Keith Thurman claims that Floyd Mayweather and Errol Spence conspired against him. Let's talk.
Straighter, not roundhouse right hand.
And that's what we've been talking about. The straight shot is the one where he gets leverage on it.
I don't want to kill
Pull
somebody
back
for
a little
few
bit.
seconds.
Nah, I want a body on my record.
Now, I want to see you fight motherfuckers. I do. All right, I'm with you. I'm with you. As long as you're trying to fight the greats, the best competition.
Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you. Yo, it's the best, fight the best. If you ain't with the moto, just click the link, bitch, and get buried like the rest. It ain't gonna work how you want it. These trolls already tried, too many come but don't leave. So if you hear, you gotta die. I'm spitting straight facts. These bitches crying cause they hate that. The LDBC's the top topic, bitch, hate that. We the ones that bring the truth to these fans. So while you hate, I'ma laugh and keep counting these bands. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you. Welcome to the graveyard. Click the link if you dare to. Bury you alive, I'm prepared to. Welcome to the graveyard. You get your sources from clowns, so when you come around, we don't hear you.
Welcome to the graveyard.
Keith Thurman. The fuck? What type of Himalayan angel dust have you been smoking, my dude? Floyd Mayweather and Errol Spence conspired against you. Floyd Mayweather said, as the WBA super champion, and you were the WBA regular champion, you were never his mandatory. So let's be very, very clear. Never. People, Keith Thurman was Floyd Mayweather's mandatory, and Floyd Mayweather ducked Keith Thurman. You were never his mandatory. Never. He was a WBA super. You were the WBA regular. You were never his mandatory. The WBA never said, we're mandating Keith Thurman and Floyd Mayweather to fight each other. It never happened. Because that would have been a unification. They could have, they didn't. You know, they could have mandated the WBA belt gets unified the way they mandated Jacobs to fight Bum Lofkin to unify the WBA strap. They could have did that. They did not. You were never a mandatory at all. You were a WBA champion. You were elevated. That's what you were. Elevated. Nothing more, nothing less. Floyd Mayweather said he will put his strap on the line. I don't know how the fuck he was able to do that or would have been able to do that, but that's what he said. I'll put my belt on the line. I'm finished. You know, I'll put my belt on the line. You can fight Errol Spence for my belt, which was a WBA super, and the WBC. You can fight for my belts against Errol Spence. How is that conspiring against you? You ended up having those exact same belts anyway. How is that conspiring against you and not for you? How? If he said, bro, you can fight for my belts. You and Errol Spence can fight for my belts. You can become a unified champion. You beat a quote-unquote prospect, which I don't believe in that shit anyway. But you beat a prospect in Errol Spence. You can fight for my belts. You can become a unified champion, the WBA Super and the WBC, for my belts. There will be only 2 belts left. You can go fight Kell Brook, who is ranked number 1. You can go fight him and get the the IBF belt. And then there is like Manny Pacquiao or Jesse Vargas, whoever had it at that time. You can fight them for the WBO. What's the problem? But instead of all that, he's like, oh, well, you know, those guys, they had it in for me. What? The fuck is you talking about? Errol Spence been chasing you forever. And you've been giving him the cold shoulder for just as long. But now all of a sudden that you got your ass whipped, now that you lost your belt to Manny Pacquiao and you're just a name. You are a name. All right, I don't want anybody to get this fucked up. Keith Thurman is a name. He is a valid name. He is a valuable name. All right, I would love for Errol Spence to fight Keith Thurman. I would love that fight to happen. Would absolutely love it. I would love for Keith Thurman to fight Terrence Crawford, get the WBO belt, so that Errol Spence has to fight him if he wants to be undisputed. I would love that. Absolutely love it. Errol Spence at this point in his career doesn't need Keith Thurman for nothing. He doesn't need him. Doesn't, bro. Now, if EJ moves up without fighting Keith Thurman, I will say he left food on the table. 100% left food on the table. 100%. 100%. But I won't say it's a duck in any way, shape, or fashion. Why? Because he's going to beat Manny Pacquiao, who beat Keith Thurman. That'll be like saying Josh Taylor ducked Amir Imam. No, he didn't. You beat Jose Ramirez. You beat Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez beat Amir Imam. You did not duck him. You beat the guy that beat him. Now, styles make fights. Triangle theories don't exist. So who knows what Amir Imam could do if they got the opportunity to fight Josh Taylor. But it ain't no duck. All right? So people thinking, because I have said if Errol Spence does not fight Keith Thurman, if he moves out of the division and does not fight Keith Thurman, we can look at that as some type of a duck. Because oh my God, you say he's duck. No. Understand what I'm saying. That's food. That's food that he can eat. And he can enjoy that meal. All right, Keith Thurman didn't want no smoke. He wanted no smoke at all. Now he does. So if you don't beat that man, or beat someone that beat him, like Josh Taylor beat Jose Ramirez, who beat Amir Imam, then you're leaving food on the table. And you're looking at yourself being considered ducking Keith Thurman. I get it. He didn't got nothing to offer. I understand it. Except for a bag. That is a big fight. That's a big money fight. Am I saying that EJ's ducking Keith? No, I am not. Not at all. Now, I was before. But not out of a fear. No, I was saying that because the nigga Keith is a name. He's one of the top welterweights in the division. All right, I ain't getting none of this money. And he wasn't fighting Pacquiao at the time. So since he wasn't fighting Pacquiao at the time, it's like, then fight Keith Thurman in. But since he's fighting Pacquiao, that Thurman shit, that ship has sailed, bro. That ship has sailed. Now, Keith Thurman can turn that ship around. Keith Thurman can accept 1 million flat, 2 million, 1.5 flat, fight Terrence Crawford, and then get the WBO belt and circle back for that huge payday with Errol Spence. Yes, he can do that. Yes. And that has nothing to do with Errol. Nothing. If Keith Thurman wants to fight Errol Spence, how he's saying, oh, they Floyd and Errol conspired. They conspired against me. They conspired, and now Errol Spence is ducking me. Pussy, the fuck out of here, bro. Get the fuck out of here. He been trying to fight you forever. You wanted no parts of that man. None. And now that you're in a position where he's the money man and not you, now all of a sudden you want it. Now, and don't get it fucked up. I understand. I would if I was him too. All right? I would too. So I'm not knocking Keith for wanting to fight the money man. You should. That's what you're in the division for. It's what you're in boxing for. To get belts and the biggest paydays. Although the belts really don't matter that much, but they're still trinkets. You know, they're trinkets in that respect. The biggest paydays is what really, really matters. Ask Floyd. So I don't mind Thurman saying what he's saying. Oh, EJ's ducking me, and Floyd and EJ conspired against me, which they didn't. He's a fucking liar. They did not conspire against you. You're lying. If anything, they conspired with you. They were trying to make you. You are a co-conspirator in this. You just weren't going along with it. Because Floyd Mayweather was willing to make you, I don't know how, but he was willing to make you the WBA Super and a WBC champion. Just by beating Errol Spence, who at that time was ranked like 11 in WBC. He was ranked higher in the IBF than the WBC. He's like 11, 12, top 15, but not top 10. But you was going to fight him for the WBC belt. So so if anything, they didn't conspire against you. They conspired against motherfuckers who was ranked, Danny Garcia, Sean Porter, who were ranked in the top 5, the top 4 in the WBC at that time. Andre Berto. Errol Spence and Floyd Mayweather were conspiring with you against them, because those guys were more aligned to get the WBC belt than you were. But Floyd was willing to put the WBC belt on the line in a fight with you and Errol Spence. How he was going to do that, I don't know. But it was a co-conspiracy. They were all conspiring against Danny Garcia, against Sean Porter, against motherfucking Andre Berto, Collazo, against those guys who were in the top 5, top 10. They were conspiring against them. They were conspiring with you. You turned that down. You said, no, give me 10 million to fight him. I'll fight him, give me 10 million. You did that. So don't be talking about how, I don't care that you're out and about, trying to shit on EJ, trying to shit on Floyd to get your name out there and try to force a fight some way. I don't care about that. I'm cool with that. Promote yourself. Talk your shit. Pop your shit. All right? I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with lying. That's what I'm not okay. I'm not okay with liars, and you're lying. They conspired with you, not against you, with you. All right? Now, if you want the Errol Spence fight, it's very, very simple. Take 1 million or 1.5 flat. Go fight Terrence Crawford. Beat Terrence Crawford, because you're not going to get a big bag fighting Terrence Crawford anyway. Nobody is. Fight Terrence Crawford. Beat Terrence Crawford if you can. You'll get a huge bag to fight Errol Spence for the WBO title and undisputed. You will get a huge bag. And that's a very easy fight to make. So on you, Keith, there is no conspiracy against you. They were conspiring with you. Now, you can jump back into this conspiracy, and y'all can all conspire together. Go take 1 million or 1.5. Tell the world, hey, I'll fight Bud Crawford this October. Give me 1 million. Give me 1.5. I'm done with the bullshit. I just want your belt. I'm done with the bullshit. You think you're all that, blah, blah. You can spin it however you want. You're not a better boxer than me. I'm a better guy than you. You ain't been in big fights. You can talk your shit. You can say all this weird ass shit. Tell that man to give you 1 million. I'll give you 1.5. You can say 2 million. Give me 2 million. Give me 2 million. I'm telling the world right now, send me a contract for $2 million. I'll fight this man in October. How are they going to turn that down? They can say, oh, you're desperate. Yeah. But the price is right. It's directly in their price range. $2 million to fight. That's a pay-per-view fight. Keith Thurman and Terrence Crawford on pay-per-view in October for $2 million. You're going to make $2 million and potentially get a belt. All right? Bet on yourself. Bet on yourself that you can beat Bud. You beat Bud. You get $2 million, and now you're on another pay-per-view. $2 million. That's your second pay-per-view because you did a pay-per-view with Pac, right? $2 million, your second pay-per-view. Then you go into your third one. You go into your third pay-per-view with Errol Spence for undisputed and the bag. All right? So there ain't no conspiring against you. You're a fucking liar. BFTB. Shout out to the LDBC. And I'm out.